The Serious Crimes Court decided to uphold the security measure of house arrest for Fatmir Tahiri following a 2-hour session in which he and his lawyer faced the 2 prosecutors of the case. After meeting with DP allies, the DP chair, Basha, demanded the immediate resignation of the current Interior Minister, Fatmir Xhafaj, to pave the way for the prosecution to investigate both Fatmir and his brother, Xhafaj. During an inspection of the work being performed at the entrance to the city of Saranda, the Infrastructure Minister stated that the work is expected to be fully completed within the month. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Tuesday the 15th of May 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. The Court of Serious Crimes has kept the security measure of house arrest handed down 3 days ago in place for the former Interior Minister Fatmir Tahiri. In a 2-hour session held today, the former minister and his lawyer Max Hajia failed to convince Judge Liliana Baku to relax the applied security measure. The 2 prosecutors of the case, Vladimir Mara and Besim Haidar Matai, said that this security measure is necessary due to the high risk of destruction of evidence. The session took place without the presence of cameras. After the decision, lawyer Max Hajia expressed the conviction that this decision would be removed by the Court of Appeals, as according to him, his client's claims are argued in accordance with the law. We analysed the entire file on the basis of which the First Instant Court of Serious Crimes had accepted the prosecution's request for setting the security measure of house arrest. In all the material filed by the prosecution, there was no new evidence to implicate Tahiri in any criminal offence. The motorboat with whom Tahiri was travelling with his family in Greece is a motorboat of a businessman which he has borrowed. The motorboat was purchased in accordance with the law. There is no I say, you say in justice, and therefore this is something that needs to be proved, concluded Max Hajia. The DP chair, Basha, accused the Interior Minister, Fatmir Xhafaj, of hiding his legal and political responsibility regarding his brother's criminal activity. In a media statement delivered from the Blue headquarters, Basha said that Fatmir Xhafaj should immediately resign from his post as Interior Minister in order to allow the opening of investigations. Albania does not deserve to simply shift from the Tahiri affair to another one involving Xhafaj. On behalf of the opposition, I call on the Interior Minister to step down immediately, said Basha. Basha emphasised that Fatmir Xhafaj, together with his brother Xhafaj, should be subject to the anti-mafia law and therefore have their wealth investigated. The citizens, without distinction of political convictions, expect Fatmir Xhafaj to resign. Fatmir Xhafaj has been silent for a week and has been hiding from his legal and political responsibilities. Xhafaj has been and is free in Albania, having assumed a false identity. Given these facts, Albanian law requires Xhafaj to be arrested and to serve his sentence. His wealth and his brother Fatmir Xhafaj's wealth must be investigated. Fatmir Xhafaj, as Interior Minister, has hindered and is still hindering the enforcement of the anti-mafia law in protection of his brother and himself, said Basha. Basha made these statements after having met with the parliamentary allies at the Blue headquarters. Ramadan represents a month of worship to God, the reflection of being loved, and a sacrifice to be closer to the hungry. A Muslim who fasts during this month should be prepared spiritually and physically for their devotion, because the conscious deprivation of food and drink from dawn till dusk is not an easy one. Early Wednesday morning, suhoor should be consumed prior to 3:21 a.m, while the closing iftar on the first day of fasting will occur on Wednesday evening at 7:59 p.m. For Muslim believers and representatives of this community, the month of Ramadan makes people more sensitive and more peaceful. Believers should be ready for the month of sacrifice and solidarity. Suhoor is to occur at 3:21 a.m. and the first iftar opens on Wednesday at 7:59 p.m, advised the Chancellor of the Muslim Community of Albania, Ulic Cikaleshi. Ulic Cikaleshi also has a suggestion for those who are fasting for the first time. Believers, be ready to worship God with solidarity for the poor. I recommend a diet rich in carbohydrates, added Cikaleshi. Based on this advice, it is recommended to consume carbohydrate-rich foods during suhoor in order to be energetic, while in the evening, iftar should commence with water and then a soup of greens or meat. Although the Palestinian community in Albania is notably small, thanks to the organisation of their embassy in Tirana and the support of some Albanian citizens, they organised a peaceful protest along the Boulevard Gjiknuri. The protest also aimed to pay homage to the 58 victims killed a day earlier by Israelites, as well as to fight for their territorial integrity. We come here demanding we receive territorial integrity and to pay homage to the 58 victims of yesterday's attack, said the ambassador of Palestine to Albania, Hani Hussein. Israeli troops killed 58 people, including children, added another of the Palestinians. This Tuesday is the 70th anniversary of what the Palestinians call Nakba, or the catastrophe that led to the thousands of Palestinians being forced to leave during the creation of Israel in 1948. For days, there has been a public debate about the effectiveness of medicines, certification, and if those that we import are safe. Speaking to a pharmacology expert, or a news journalist asked if Albania has the biotechnical possibility to check and determine whether a medicine is qualitative or not, or if its production can be realised according to two sets of standards. The chairman of the Committee for the Evaluation of the Safety of Medicines, Leonard Deda, had this to say in response. We cannot realise biotechnical controls in the countries where they are produced. Leonard Deda, who is also a professor of clinical pharmacology, said that suspicions of generic medicines have no scientific basis. The generic options, according to him, perform to the same degree as the originally branded medicines. Generics perform the same way as the originals, emphasised Deda. Albania's legislation outlines that in order for a medication to enter the local market, it must be documented and certified, as well as be sold in the market of origin, therefore ensuring it meets the stringent controls applied in the country in which it is produced. Plastic bags are one of the worst pollutants to the environment, often ending up on the ground, in rivers and in the sea after use. This is particularly worrying given scientists believe that they take up to 1,000 years to decompose. The ban on the importation, production and marketing of plastic bags is the next step the government will undertake in an attempt to better protect the environment. Although this measure is not radical in the worldwide arena, the local market heavily relies on the use of plastic bags. Once the laws come into effect, only plastic bags which are considered environmentally friendly will be in circulation. The bags used for wrapping and carrying, which we receive every day from the fruit markets, will be a thing of the past. Only the bags that are for hygienic and sanitary use will remain in the market, explained Deputy Minister of the Environment, Ornella Ciucci. Minister Ciucci added that the new bags will not be below 35 microns and will be marked. The new plastic bags will be marked and traceable, so we will know their production date, where they came from and what biodegrading has occurred, stated Ornella Ciucci. Producers and traders who continue to produce or use plastic bags below 35 microns after July will risk a fine of between 1 and 1.5 million lek. The Nimai School is the third school in the capital to open its doors to young people wishing to use the sports grounds in the afternoons and at weekends. Mayor Erion Veliai was at one of the sports grounds of the school, where he also participated in a volleyball match with the youth of the Tirana Volley Sports Club. According to Veliai, the project to open 62 school sporting grounds in the capital aims at promoting young people's engagement with different sports, recalling once again the worrying problem of obesity at young ages. Calling on parents to register their children in sports classes, Veliai also mentioned the municipality's decision to alter the food provided in kindergartens, which according to him has been widely successful. The municipal project for the opening of the sporting grounds in the 62 schools of the capital aims to educate and promote involvement in sport for the children of Tirana. So far, 3 schools have opened their doors for the youth to utilise their sporting grounds. In addition to Nimai, Shkole Kucha and Kader Deshmoret had previously announced their participation in the initiative. The Infrastructure and Energy Minister Damian Gjiknuri inspected today the final phase of works that the Albanian Road Authority has been performing at the entrance to Saranda. The project envisions the reconstruction of the road access from the Gaidari Bridge to the entrance of the city of Saranda at a financial cost of 280 million lek. Currently, asphalting has been completed and the road has been opened for free circulation of road vehicles. We are here at the entrance of Saranda, which has important work done to solve a long-term problem for this city which has spanned over many years. The work was financed by the Albanian government and is now open to traffic. I believe that within a month, this road access will be fully completed with the relevant signalling and with all the works belonging to it. This is also in line with the recent communication I have had with the road authority and the implementing company, confirmed Gjiknuri. The work for this investment in the coastal city's infrastructure began in August last year. Within a month, it is expected that the sidewalks and the relevant signalling of this road segment will also be completed. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.